Hello guys, welcome to Foodie James channel. My name is James Fundi, your research PA, and today I want to take you straight to the basics of a presentation, and I want to use this marking guide, which has been used by several universities, which I know as marking guide during presentation. This was a student seminar, University of Florida, which was done in April 2009, and up to today, that university uses this as a marking guide. There are several other universities which use it as a marking guide. Now, when presenting, what do you have to do before presenting, during presenting, and after presenting? So, guys, I want to start with before presenting, your preparation before presenting. And before presenting, you need to practice, get the timing right so that you don't start. Then when the time is just about to end, that's the time you're rushing your most important slides. Then don't give handouts, be prepared for trouble. What do I mean by be prepared for trouble? Guys, you need to have some backup, because you can go with your laptop to present. Then by the time you get to the presenter, a few minutes to the present, the laptop crashes. And so you need to have maybe the same document you're presenting in your email. That's what we mean by backup. Then I want you to notice in this slide, the way the colors have been used. You can see this color is different in this one, this one. So you are allowed to, when preparing your slide, you are allowed to use different colors. But when I say you use different colors, remember we are not in an art class. So don't do this. Don't mix so much of colors until it just looks bad. So again, when now presenting, what do you have to do during the presentation? Keep your pointer steady and don't waggle. Talk slowly, clearly, and avoid colloquialism. What do I mean by this one? Don't use ones which are not formal. There are formal ones and others which are not formal. Please avoid using the informal language. For example, if you're in Nairobi, don't use the dictionary by Disagu. That's just by the way. Disagu will forgive you for that. So what are we saying here? The results are inclusive, but don't use the bottom line is crazy. Those are just some of the examples. Also, when presenting, during presentation, what do you have to do? Don't just stay at one point. Make sure that you move around, maintain eye contact with your audience, get excited by your results. Sometimes it's good to say, wow, when the results come as you had expected. The way you explained to them that you expect the result to be this way, when you present that slide with the results and they adjust as you expected, be excited so that we move together with your people. Don't cram slides, guys. Please, 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 don't cram slides. Use big fonts, only small mounting for per slide. Use a lot of figures. And when I see, for example, look at this slide. Guys, there is a very common rule that is used during marking of the presentation. Make sure you don't have paragraphs. Don't use paragraph, use brief statements. And when I mean brief statement, there is a rule called 6 by 6, where you are supposed to have at most 6 words per statement, and at most 6 statements. For example, when you look at this, you have the main statement there, then we have the second one. Those are 2, 3, 4, 4. Then we have this one, 5, and 6. At least don't go past 6. When you go past 6, then your slide will look so congested. And how do you achieve this? You achieve this by presenting one thing at a time. For example, don't do like this. You see, my previous 2 slides have been presented in one slide, and you see the slide now looks so congested. So guys, if for example it's a research, don't give us the research methods and design on one side. On the same slide, you tell us about your target population. On the same slide, you talk about your sampling design. On the same slide, you talk about data collection. On the same slide, you talk about data analysis. That one will be so congested. So know how to present each item at a time. Now, the professor here gave an example of a banned slide. This slide is bad because if you look at it, it is just a copy paste from the report. If you look, this is a paragraph. Please, guys, don't paste paragraphs. Don't copy paste what is in the report and paste it in your slide. Don't copy paste your report. Uh, try to get what is so important for your audience. Don't give your audience the hassle of trying to read through paragraphs in a presentation. Don't do that. So this is an example of a bad slide. I want to show you an example of a good slide. And here it is. What was just so important is what the presenter has just highlighted here. Then the paragraphs have been replaced by statements. You can see these are just simple statements. Then using colors wisely. I know most of you will be doing research where you are trying to modify an existing model or an equation. So how do you then wisely use your colors? You can take the existing model or the existing equation, then your contribution is highlighted with a different color. That one now makes sense. Try to, there is that what is already known. Then let your contribution come with a different color. That won't be so nice, and people will appreciate the use of colors. Then, guys, as I said, in a presentation slide, typos are not the best. So use as little as possible typos, and you maximize on graphs and images. For example, in this table, you just see numbers, but you cannot see the trend. You cannot see the changing, how the data varies with the time, maybe, or how the groups compare. You just see numbers, and it's very difficult to interpret or see the trend directly. So avoid tables. Again, avoid the use of paragraphs, and don't just copy paste a paragraph from the report and paste it in your PowerPoint slide or any other slide you are using, any software you are using. Now, now I want to take you to an example of a good slide. And you see, when you have graphs, you can be able to see that something is changing compared to the expected. This one is different from the expected. This one is different. This one is almost starting the same, but at this point, you can just see by the look at it. Just a glance, you can see what is happening. During presentation, have one slide with impressive formulas. If maybe you are doing a statistical research where your research is based on a certain model, make sure that you have slides which shows your competence. Remember, during presentation, you must show your competence. It's not just about presenting and going away. You want the audience to know that you are competent with whatever you're doing. So at least in one slide, show your competence, show your statistical knowledge, show your research knowledge, show your whatever you are designing very clearly, and show that you're competent in whatever you are doing. Then you must take your time, don't rush through the materials, then talk about the slides, don't read the slides to the audience. Please, guys, this is a mistake students do. Don't go keep reading a statement after statement, statement after statement. It's like you are just helping the audience to read. Just have it in your mind so that you just present looking at them as they confirm whatever you are saying from the slide. Then simple equations only, don't use complex things. Then you must remember to end on time. Please, you must remember to end on time, so that if you're given 15 minutes, present within 15 minutes. So organize your presentation so that the most important part of your presentation gets adequate time, or enough time, sufficient time, that is. Then the content of the talk, then you must motivate the problem. Start by describing your reasons for the research, the problem you're trying to solve. Then use simplified results, simple examples to get point across here. Where highlight what you have done. I told you what is new is what you highlight. You can even choose to use a different color. So highlight what you have done. Then you summarize. Then guys, please don't ever take your listeners for granted. Anytime, end your presentation with a thank you. And on that note, I want to thank you for listening to me. Until we meet on the next video, please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more and more. Thank you, guys.